What's good, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Contest of Champions news. We got plenty of decent stories to cover today from Fantastic Four stuff still, because that's a big thing in the Marvel universe at the moment, and other stories that are applicable to the community. So let's jump into it. Our first story starts off by talking about Ghost Rider being incinerate immune. As you know, fairly recently we've had improvements to shock damage and the way that certain champions, which we've liked to have had deal with shock a little bit differently, been improved. So for example, Electro, Storm now have improvements in the way they deal with shock and kind of electrical based attacks. But what of champions that are constantly on fire or shouldn't really be necessarily getting damage from Incinerate? Well, this is a very interesting debate that centers around lots of different aspects of comic book history as to what's been put into the game. And people do understand that the way that Kabam work is that they've got their own lore, the way that they kind of like deliver certain champions from comic book source material to the game. It's something that I felt very passionately in the past of, but I'm now at the point where Kabam are just going to do whatever they want, but it would be nice to kind of consider characters like Dormammu being Incinerator immune or kind of immune to a lot of debuff effects. But hey, you know, you can't have everything. But this still is a very interesting debate about where Kabam get their source material from, what they rely on with regards to information, and what they look to implement. But if they can make improvements to shock, then it could be an opportunity for them to improve things with Incinerate immune and as well different other immunities. But have your say. If you want to go over to the link in the description and have your say on the thought of Incinerate immunity. Next up, and a bit of a small bug that's annoying a few people. It's kind of frustrating, so I don't know why Kabam haven't fully sorted this out. So back in December, every time that you went on the event screen, you'll notice that your percentage of completion of that event doesn't come up. It always comes up as new. Flash forward to this month and it does appear that we have not had a fix to this. We were told that we were going to get a fix by Kabam, but it wasn't on their radar. This is something I hope we get next month, just to see that little bit of progress to kind of go, okay, so I've got this percentage left to do, rather than it always coming up with new. With Kabam confirming this will happen hopefully in future releases. Next up, and it looks like we're going to be getting a snifter of Act 6 sooner than we thought. A lot of summoners that have been selected for this will be able to battle through Act 6 Chapter 1 fairly shortly, and at the same time, yeah, this does mean that we'll probably see this in the next month or two, and then it will probably be leading in to the end of the year, finishing off the story arc, which is pretty exciting. Although they can't give away any specifics, the people that are doing the beta testing are allowed to let people know who they are and at the same time let them know of their experience. I can just confirm I am not one of those testers. This has then got people thinking that maybe the difficulty is going to be similar to the maze, but I really hope it isn't. I hope that it kind of retains an idea that map 5 was trying to accomplish, maybe some new ideas with some of the way that nodes and paths link together, and at the same time maybe some interactional things. Keys were quite a cool thing, so maybe there could be something new added to that. But just generally that increased in health pool against enemies would be good enough, and some new and exciting nodes and buffs to kind of negotiate through would be acceptable. But something on the BS level with terrible rewards would be a real shame. Next then we're on to the meme thread. I thought it's Friday, so we might end the week with a laugh. And yeah, we've got this kind of like Kamala Khan K Kabam thing. I'm still a little bit unsure about the K. I mean, the K looks kind of coolish, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could have done like a big... There's two Ks there. It just seems weird. Anyway, but it's not my place. I'm not the owner of a multi-million-dollar company. It's their choice. Thanos said not to lie. You know, you were told not to lie. This is about the Fantastic Four thing. Yeah, I do get it. But I've explained in previous videos why I think that it's fine that they had to lie. Because you just don't want to tell everybody what you're doing. You know, like I said, big companies don't tell you what they're doing for the year. It's like a bit silly. We've got this like little kind of meme here with Adora going off with Symbiote Steve into the distance on a beach. I'm still bummed. I'm really bummed about Adora not being with Kabam anymore. That's just sad. That absolutely sad. I'd like to want to. This is the closest to a ghost I'll ever get. Fair point. With the 1% bug kicks in and. Oh yeah, this is a good one here with Boromir. But my favourite at the moment is this here. So when Rock-type champions are put in and someone would be like, I'm in danger. It's just like, it's funny. Like, it's Ralph Wiggum. I love that one. I am thinking about doing a M2C memes review, similar to PewDiePie. M2C memes review. Yeah, just leave a comment. Yes, do memes review, because I think that would be quite cool to do that. Do some classic ones, do some more modern ones. I think it'll probably be like a one-off, or maybe like once every 6 months I'll do it. Next up, I want to talk about this. So this was like a Marvel tips and tricks kind of video, and it's like showcases some dodging techniques as well as like some playing techniques. And I must admit, I don't really think it's that good. I think if Dave was watching this, and I might send this link to Dave in a minute and just get his opinion on it. The fact is, he talks about stuff, he's talking about a parry, and in the video clip there's no parry, and he's talking about stuff with like dexterity and things, and half the time it just feels that from us, the player base, that have to play this day in, day out, there's a lot of stuff that we know that doesn't seem to really be delivered in this particular video package. I know that's being very critical on it, but the fact is, from a player base perspective, there's probably like millions of us there just going, what? This isn't right.
As soon as he attacks, I'm going to dodge back right there, which opens me up for a combo. So there we go. He's stunned right there.
Where was he stunned? Where was he stunned? Where was the stun? I did not see the stun. I'm like looking at this like, where was the stun? Is he playing a different game? Is he the device is playing a different game? What's recording is something different? I do not know.
That combo right there, 5-hit combo, easy because of that parry.
No, it wasn't. If I'm honest, I think that was a bit all over the place, the way that it was cut. I mean, obviously they have to cut it for whatever reason, but it just didn't seem like... They should have just asked Dave. Ask Dave to do these things. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. Also, sticking with the story of the Fantastic Four, or Marvel, because it's all been around Marvel and live streaming of this whole kind of Fantastic Four thing. Some of the comic books have got releases, but at the same time, the imagery of the Fantastic Four has been more stronger in other games. Marvel Future Fight have chosen to put out 2 characters from the Fantastic Four, and other games have put out a lot more. Either way, it's quite exciting to see characters like the Thing coming in. Will we see any more? The answer is yes. All 4 members of the Fantastic Four will be released throughout the year, and that is quite positive. But you know, even Strike Force have kind of gone with a huge plethora of them, so it's good. But at the same time, I really want to see this new kind of chiseled look of Mr. Fantastic. It's just something about the kind of the bearded look that looks pretty cool. As well, like, you know, this is Future Fight, and they've gone with Doctor Doom, and they've gone with Sue Storm, Mr. Fantastic. So yeah, I really hope to see more of these characters throughout the year, and really hopefully stick strong to my idea that we're building up towards a Galactus. But I don't think now that's maybe something to do with Act 6. I'm feeling now, because we had Maestro in the motion comic that, as I said in previous video, I'm thinking now it's more about the revenge of Maestro. But you know, I'd love to be wrong. I'd love it to be like Galactus. I really would. Next up, and you know, people are really annoyed about the... Next up, and people are a little bit miffed off at Kabam about the fact that the Ghost Arena is not running this week. So as you can see over on the far left-hand corner, it's meant to be Ghost for the next 2 days, and then having obviously the round 2 next week. So people are like, hey, well, what's going on, Kabam? Because this is meant to be the rollout of the basic heroes. What's the deal with this? You've announced Storm as the basic. What's the play? Certain summoners like Ted had this to say. God, that's a lot of caps there. You must be really miffed off. But there are people like pointing out the reliability of Marvel Contest of Champions Trucos. Kabam do respond, and by the way, I do think Marvel Contest of Champions Trucos has some of the most reliable information. But Kabam do respond, and they basically fire some sort of shots at saying that this is not official information and things were subject to change. So, ooh, what a sting. With Matt even responding to this by saying, Kabam, the summoners are furious. I reached out to Trucos and I said, you know, well, shots fired. And he said, like, you know, reliability. Yeah, I think my information is like reliable as well. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like every Marvel Contest Champions news, we do a shout out. We kind of go, by the way, go and follow Marvel Contest Champions Trucos. Link it in the description to Facebook and also Twitter. Make sure you're following for reliable information. Love you, baby. I've just got word from Dave.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Yo, 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 check my flow.
Our next story, and let's talk about connection issues, something that has plagued a lot of my live streams and my connection from time to time when I'm just playing the game. I've got a very strong internet connection from a UK standpoint. In other countries, it's bloody laughable. But the fact is, it's still a strong enough connection. It's a 70 meg download and a 20 meg upload. But I know, because the thing is, I'm in kind of like a rural area, so it's difficult to get a stronger connection in that. But that's still more than a lot of domestic people do have in certain places. But obviously in other countries, oh, that's laughable, 70 down and 20 up. But still, connection issues seem to be occurring for those with a really strong connection, which is incredibly disappointing. This is really current and really bit of an issue at the moment. As you can see, this strong connection here, 187 download and 21 megabytes upload. That's still stronger than my connection, and still they're experiencing problems with connecting. Check your Wi-Fi. No, check yours. Check yours. So if you're having a lot of these problems, make sure to go to the link in the description called Connection Problems and have your say. Make sure you put your device, maybe the connection that you're on at the given time, but do make sure that you give that feedback to Kabam because they need to get this sorted. We can't say to ourselves, it's all us that's the problem. It's time to man up, take responsibilities and look at your own shiz. So that has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 11th of January 2019. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. I'm hoping to get out a full load of guides for Labyrinth, for the Legends grinding, for the easy path. So that hopefully will be out over the weekend, and as well try and push my throat because my throat keeps on breaking. So I've got lovely loads of strepsils, lozenges and honey and lemon, and hopefully back fighting fit for fresh videos. It's a code word, fresh videos by Wednesday. So yes, hopefully you enjoy some of the mediocre type content I'm going to be putting out over the next few days. And bear with me for me fighting fit on Wednesday. I've been Rich the Man. Like, share and subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye for now.